Right, okay, this is just a quick tutorial that will cover the whole process of restoring your 3DS if you didn't already have a NAND backup to write to it and you got bricked. First thing you're going to want to do is download these two files here. So just open these two files. I will put the links in the description. So once you've downloaded them, I've already downloaded this, but just pick that right there. Once they've both finished downloading, you want to go to downloads folder and you will want to rename the RPU-master. So just remove the dash and the master off it so it's left as RPU. And you'll want to extract the Linux image, so just pick extract here. I've already done that to speed it up. Once that's finished extracting, what you'll want to do is open Win32 Disk Imager. And you will select that file as your source. So, right, at this point I've got the USB and the SD card plugged in. I've already wrote the image to the USB port so I can show the next step. But basically all you'll be doing is writing it to, in my example, E, which I've already done, so I've already picked right and wrote it. And then once that's finished, change it to G, or whatever your SD card is showing up as, and then you'll pick right on that. So continue. Once you've wrote it to the USB drive, you will have to unplug it and then plug it back in to do the next step. So I've already done that. So you open your USB drive and all you do is drag the RPU file onto it. So the RPU file goes on the USB drive and you don't have to put anything else on the SD card. Once this is finished, I'm going to have to go over to the Raspberry Pi, so I'll probably just cut this bit here and carry on from there. So hopefully it all works out well. Right, at this point we're gonna want to move over to the Raspberry Pi. Just before you do, just double check that the RPU file is on the USB drive. You'll probably have to unplug the USB drive and then replug it in for it to show up with the spill pass partition, but you just copy the RPU zip on there. You don't have to put it on the SD card, just the USB drive. So just unplug the two of them and then going over to the Raspberry Pi. Alright, so you're going to plug the SD card in and the USB drive and then the power. I'm going to put this down. Ooh. Right, so you'll get all your loading text. It's not really that entertaining, so. Right, you will get, you log in and you just type in root and root again. Now 3DS on brick. Enter. This bit takes a while. I'm pretty sure there's a command to skip the update check, but I haven't done it. It's okay then. Inflating, blah blah blah. Now you get enough time to read that everyone who got bricked is a scumbag. Right. At this point, you're going to want to turn your 3DS on. Well, first of all, take the SD card out of the Raspberry Pi and plug the NAND adapter in for the 3DS. And you turn on the 3DS. Right, now you type in S on here, press enter, this will query the NAND, and just so you know, you bricked. Unfortunately, it won't focus, so MMC is locked. Right, so you know that your adapter's working okay and it's reading it okay. At this point, what you want to do is press U, which is for unlock. I know there'll probably be someone who just jumps ahead and goes straight to force arrays, and if you do that, you're screwed. Make sure you do it in the right order, exactly how I tell you. So you're going to press U, enter. Same deal as before, talking to the NAND, blah blah blah, and we get it several times. Okay, see, it's not locked. At this point, you're gonna want to go back over to the computer. So I'm not really gonna start doing screen captures and then this. I figured it's a simple enough process. I'll just cut it on the bits where it's taken a while, which will be dumping the NAND and rewriting the NAND. So now that your NAND is unlocked, at this point, you can now plug it into the computer. Now it should show up with no problem. Pick cancel on the format. You don't want to format it. Whatever you do, don't format it. Actually, you can't at this point anyway. Anyway, what you need to do at this point is you're going to want to dump your NAND. So if you want to just dump it to the downloads folder, you can just give it a name. 3DS NAND dump. And you're just going to want to press read. And I'm going to end this video here and I'll start it back up once it's finished. Right, now that it's finished reading the NAND off, one step I will suggest you do just for safety purposes, in case you accidentally mess up one of the steps, is just copy the NAND that you've just done and just paste it. Just so any accidental button presses on the Win32 disk imager doesn't overwrite your good NAND dump. So now that that's finished, the next step that you're going to want to do is unplug this again from the computer, and it's back over to the Raspberry Pi. So you want to plug the adapter back into the Raspberry Pi. And at this point, what you're going to want to do is relock the NAND, because you can't force arrays until it's locked again. The actual command to lock isn't on the bottom bar in this one, I presume. The author might make it. I would say his name, but I wouldn't have a clue. I'd just say Buckaft or something. But anyway, you'll want to press L and press enter. It'll say this will lock the eMMC, press big H to continue, which you want to do. Press capital H and you will now say MMC is locked. Now you can continue to force erase. This will delete everything on your NAND, so if you've just skipped ahead to the video and thinking you're clever, you're not. You're gonna delete your NAND if you haven't dumped it already on the computer. But you should have, so now press F and press enter. This will permanently erase the EMs here. So capital H again, enter. And force erase. It says an error has occurred in the waiting for the interrupting, but if we run S again just to query it, NAND is not locked. So it does actually work okay, it just says that error when you force erase. But don't worry, you should be all good. Now at this point, this is the last step now really. You will want to take your 3DS once again and bring it over to the computer or laptop or whatever it is you're using and plug your NAND in once again. So it'll pop up. Do you want to format? We still don't want to format it. Now that we've got this and you've got a spare backup just in case, what you don't want to do at this point is pick read. Now you want to write. If you pick read at this point, it'll just be replacing your NAND dump with a load of zeros. So just make sure you press write. I say it'll delete your data. Okay, and I'm probably going to stop the video here again. I'll start it again just before it finishes. Right, last step. It's finished writing the NAND dump back on, and now all you need to do is reboot your 3DS. So you just have to hold the power button for about 5 seconds. And make sure that you've unplugged the SD card adapter. Turn it back on and there you go, unbricked with no NAND dump required. Hope it helps.